Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl, Dr. Wonderworks, back with another video. Okay, so get this. Today, we're going full conspiracy theory. Like, buckle up, grab your tinfoil hats because we are diving deep into the dark side. But here's the twist. These aren't just some random internet rumors. These are conspiracy theories that actually turned out to be true. I know, right? Mind blown. We're talking government secrets, cover-ups, the whole 9 yards. Some of this stuff is seriously shady, you guys. I did my research, like hours on Wikipedia, and let me tell you, the truth is out there. So if you're ready to question everything you thought you knew about the world, then keep watching, if you dare. Okay, so picture this. It's the 1950s. Cold War paranoia is off the charts. Like everyone's building bunkers in their backyard. And the CIA, they're freaking out about the Soviets and mind control. Enter MK Ultra. This was like top secret, super illegal stuff. We're talking about the CIA using unsuspecting people like you and me as guinea pigs for mind control experiments. They were slipping people LSD, hypnotizing them, even using electroshock therapy. Like, can you imagine? They wanted to create the perfect spies, people who would do anything they were told, no questions asked. Crazy, right? And the craziest part, this actually happened. It wasn't until the 70s that the truth started to come out. Congressional hearings, shredded documents, the whole thing was like a scene out of a spy movie. Turns out the government really was up to some shady stuff. And who knows what other secrets are still hidden in those CIA vaults. World War II just ended. The Nazis are defeated and the world is trying to heal. But behind the scenes, a secret operation is underway. It's called Operation Paperclip. The US recruited Nazi scientists to win the Cold War, high-ranking officials, some with ties to war crimes. But they were smart, right? The US gave them new identities and brought them to America. They worked on rockets and chemical weapons, and even helped develop the space program. The people who were just trying to kill us are now working for us. It's like something out of a nightmare. This went on for years, and the government tried to keep it under wraps. They didn't want the world to know. It wasn't until the 70s and 80s that the truth started to come out. Okay, this one is seriously disturbing, you guys. This is like textbook evil. In 1932, the U.S. Public Health Service started a study in Tuskegee, Alabama. They studied untreated syphilis in African American men, but they didn't tell them. They said it was treatment for bad blood. They gave placebos, not real treatment. Even when penicillin was available, they withheld it. They let them suffer and die for 40 years. It wasn't until 1972, when a whistleblower leaked the story, that it ended. Chapter 4, COINTELPRO, the FBI versus civil rights. So you know how the FBI is supposed to be like the good guys? Yeah, well, not always. Back in the 1950s and 60s, during the civil rights movement, the FBI was up to some seriously shady stuff. They had this program called COINTELPRO, and it was basically a way to spy on and discredit civil rights groups and activists. We're talking about Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, the Black Panthers, you name it. The FBI was tapping their phones, reading their mail, infiltrating their organizations. They even spread rumors and false information to turn people against them. They wanted to silence these voices, to crush the movement for equality. And they did it all in secret, using taxpayer money. It wasn't until the 1970s, when a group of activists broke into an FBI office and stole a bunch of documents, that the truth about COINTELPRO came out. Chapter 5, The Gulf of Tonkin. Incident, the Vietnam War lie. Okay, the Vietnam War. Millions dead, a country torn apart. And it all started with a lie. In August 1964, the US government claimed that North Vietnamese torpedo boats had attacked American destroyers in the Gulf of Tonkin. This incident was used to justify escalating the war, sending hundreds of thousands more American troops to Vietnam. But here's the thing, it never happened. Or at least, it didn't happen the way the government said it did. Declassified documents and the testimony of people who were actually there revealed that the whole thing was blown way out of proportion. There may have been some shots fired, but there was no attack. The government lied to the American people, to Congress, to the world. They used this fake incident to drag us into a war that we never should have been in. Chapter 6. Watergate, Nixon's not-so-excellent adventure. Okay, Watergate. It's like the biggest political scandal in American history. It all started in 1972 with a break-in at the Democratic National Committee headquarters in the Watergate Hotel. 5 men were caught breaking in, and it quickly became clear that this was no ordinary burglary. The burglars were connected to President Richard Nixon's re-election campaign. As the investigation unfolded, it became clear that Nixon and his administration were involved in a massive cover-up. They tried to obstruct justice, they lied to the FBI, they even destroyed evidence. The whole thing was like a bad soap opera, with secret tapes, hush money, and shady characters. In the end, Nixon was forced to resign in disgrace to avoid impeachment. Watergate showed that even the most powerful man in the world is not above the law. Chapter 7. The Iran-Contra affair, arms deals, and secret wars. So in the 1980s, the Reagan administration was really focused on fighting communism. Like, really focused. So focused that they were willing to do some pretty shady stuff to make it happen. Enter the Iran-Contra affair. The US government was secretly selling arms to Iran, a country that was under an arms embargo, and they were using the money from those sales to fund the Contras, a rebel group fighting the socialist government in Nicaragua. It was like a super illegal, super complicated scheme, and to make matters worse, they were doing it all behind Congress's back. When the truth came out, it was a huge scandal. People were outraged that the government was selling arms to our enemies and funding a secret war. Several Reagan administration officials were convicted of crimes, but Reagan himself managed to escape unscathed. Chapter 8. Big Tobacco's Lies. They knew, y'all. Okay, so for decades, Big Tobacco, like the cigarette companies, they were telling us that smoking wasn't that bad for you. They even had doctors in their ads like, yeah, smoking's cool, bro. But here's the thing. They knew. They knew all along that cigarettes caused cancer, heart disease, emphysema, all sorts of horrible things, but they kept it a secret. They suppressed research, they manipulated data, they lied to the public. They were more interested in profits than in people's lives. It wasn't until the 1990s, when whistleblowers and lawsuits forced them to come clean, that the truth about Big Tobacco's lies was finally revealed. Chapter 9. NSA Surveillance, Big Brother is watching and listening. Okay, so remember that whole privacy thing? Yeah, that's pretty much out the window. In 2013, Edward Snowden, a former NSA contractor, leaked a bunch of classified documents that revealed the shocking extent of government surveillance. The NSA was collecting data on millions of Americans' phone calls, emails, text messages, you name it. They were even tapping into the servers of major tech companies like Google and Facebook. It was like something out of a dystopian sci-fi movie. The government claimed they were just trying to keep us safe from terrorists. But a lot of people felt like it was a massive invasion of privacy. Chapter 10, the Manhattan Project, the biggest secret ever. Okay, so during World War II, the US government was working on a top secret project, like super top secret. It was called the Manhattan Project, and its goal was to build an atomic bomb. Thousands of scientists and engineers worked on the project in secret labs across the country. They were racing against the Nazis to develop this weapon of mass destruction, and they succeeded. In 1945, the US dropped atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, Japan, killing hundreds of thousands of people. The Manhattan Project was a triumph of science and engineering, but it also ushered in the nuclear age, a terrifying new era of potential global annihilation. Outro. Thanks for watching. Oh my God, you guys, can you believe all of that? It's like the world is a crazy place, right? I told you these conspiracy theories were true. It just goes to show you that you can't always trust what you hear, especially from the government. But hey, at least we're all a little bit wiser now, right? Like, We're all in this together, trying to navigate this crazy, messed up world. So stay woke, do your own research, and don't be afraid to question everything. Thanks for watching, you guys. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you want to see more conspiracy theory videos, and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any of my crazy adventures in truth-seeking. See you next time.